Purve Gora Chandraya Radhika Dali Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tadavakta Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Surupaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Ramo. So first of all I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Vishnupada Vidanti Swami Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj, also our Shiksha Gurus Sri Gaur Govinda Maharaj, Sri Bhakti Ramadosudam Gosai Maharaj, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Dandavat Pranams. So today is chapter 8, Jaiva-Dharma, Nitya-dharma and Vaishnava behavior. So, someone who wants to, we heard how the jiva enters into material existence, how bhakti is the Nitya-dharma of the soul, but within material existence, how to cultivate it, so much important. Especially we want to become Vaishnavas, and we are presently now we are part of this world. How we should deal with the different types of persons. This is also Abhidaya. If you don't know this, then high chance, actually 100% chance, we will make some mistakes. So we're hearing. So in the southeast of Godrum was one pond called Goda Rad. In the time of Lord Chaitanya was one crocodile. He tried to kill Lord Chaitanya, but Lord Chaitanya just touched him with his feet. He achieved the celestial form. If you read Prem Vivata, that is there. So Vaishnavas were doing bhajan there. So those Vaishnavas invited the Vaishnavas of Godrum. Yesterday we heard Haridas, Hari Mahasaya and others were living there. So quite often Vaishnavas invite other Vaishnavas for Harikatha. So when they came, Hari Mahasaya, he was a very good singer. He sang one bhajan about Gauranga's pastime of delivering the crocodile, just like Sri Krishna delivered Kaliya. So Vaishnavas were discussing the unity between Gaur-lila and Krishna-lila. So at that place was one banyan tree, Nityananda. So there was one Vaishnav there. He was more than 100 years old. So he was living there. So the Vaishnavas came. And one young Vaishnav from Baragachi asked to the Vaishnavas there in Godrum, I would like to ask a question and I'll be very satisfied if I can hear the answer. So Haridas Babaji was there. He had personally seen Nityananda Prabhu. So he was more than 100 years old. So Haridas Babaji said, my son, while Paramahamsa Babaji, we heard about him in the first chapter, while he was here, there is no fear that you will not receive a good answer. But, so the Vaishnav asked his question. I understand that Vaishnava Dharma is eternal religion, but I would like to know in detail how one who has taken shelter of Vaishnava Dharma should behave with others. So Haridas said, well, Vaishnav Das is here. There is no scholar in all of Bengal equal to him. Vaishnav Das was previously the sannyasi, remember? He had the association of Sri Prakashananda Saraswati Goswami. So Prakasananda Saraswati, that is there in Madhya Lila. Actually, he was Mayavadi. At first, he was a great criticizer of Lord Chaitanya, which is not good. But Lord Chaitanya gave mercy to him and gave his commentary on Vedanta Sutra. When Prakashananda heard this, his heart fully changed and he became a follower of Lord Chaitanya. So this Vaishnav Das had the association of Prakashananda Saraswati Goswami, and now he is getting association of Paramahamsa Babaji Maharaj. So we would like to hear his answer. Vaishnav Das Babaji said, "Oh Haridas, Babaji, you have personally seen Nityananda, who is the incarnation of Baladev. By your instructions, so many people crossed the ocean of birth and death. It would be great mercy if you could speak something." So all Vaishnavas agreed. So Haridas, he did pranam in his mind to Nityananda. No, and he said, "Everyone is a servant of Krishna. Some accept this, some do not accept it. No, that is, Keomani, Kenamani, Sabatara Das, Yanamani Tar, always say Papidas. Some accept that they are servants of Krishna, some don't accept, but those who don't accept are destroyed." So, Haridas began his answer. A Vaishnava is in this world, how we should behave. So, especially I think everyone listening to Jaiva-Dharma, by now, even new person, 100% would develop some faith in this service to Krishna. So how we should behave in this world, what should we do? So what is the behavior of Vaishnavas to others? So some accept, some don't accept. Those who accept are called Krishna Unmukh. They are favorable to Krishna. Unmukh means they keep their face to Krishna. Therefore, the nature of Krishna, who looks at him, feels some respect. Kodena Ada, we heard last class. Who looks at Krishna, feels some affection. But who turn away from Krishna, they are called Bahirmukh. So he said, generally, there are 10 principles of spiritual life. Okay. This is spoken by Manu Maharaj in the Manu Samhita. Right? Moral principles, religious principles, for want of a better word, there are 10. Dhriti, determination with patience. Kshama, forgiveness. Dhamma, controlling mind, means even some disturbance not become disturbed. Asteya, absence from theft, don't steal. Ucham, cleanliness. Indriya nigraha, withdrawing the senses from their objects. D, intelligence, knowledge of the scripture. Vidya, realization or wisdom. Satya, truthfulness. And akrodh, absence of anger. Okay, Makeshwari, how are you going with those 10? So, 6 of these are for others. Okay. 4 are for others and 6 are for ourselves. The 4 regarding others are forgiveness, truthfulness, non-stealing, absence of and freedom from anger. These are 4 behaviors towards others, and the other 6 are towards yourself. So this is from Manu Samhita. Okay, but here Hari Bhajan, service to Krishna, is not directly mentioned. So one will not achieve perfection in life simply by carrying out these 10 or developing these 10 qualities faithfully. This is confirmed in the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana. better to live as a Vaishnava, as a devotee of Vishnu for 5 days than to live for many millions of years without devotion to Kesha. 5 days in devotion is better than many millions of years without devotion. Also, one who has no Hari Bhakti is not even to be considered a human being. Swavid Varohastra Kare Samstuta Purusha Pusu. Only those men who are like dogs, camels, and asses glorify those persons who never speak or hear the name of Krishna. However, Haridas said, today the question is not about the unfortunate destination of those who do not worship Krishna. The question is about how those who have entered into Vaishnavas should behave. Yes, these 10 are called pseudo-religious principles, secondary religious principles. They may be there, but if the main principle of devotion to Krishna is not there, these other 10 principles are like useless. Like ornaments on a dead body, that dead body feels no happiness. And no one feels happiness looking at the dead body. Why? Because the life is there, not there. So real life is devotion to Krishna. So, there are 3 levels. Those who have come to the path of bhakti, there are 3 levels. Kanishta, actually, Kanishta in Sanskrit means little finger. So Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam, very easy to remember. Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam. 3 levels of Vaishnavas. So very carefully now we will hear descriptions of the 3 levels. We can take our own pulse. Which level are we? Isha. Okay. So, Achameva Hariye, Sodaya, Achameva Hariye Pujamya Sodayata, Nata Bhakta Suchanya Su, Mad Bhakta Prakita Smita. This is all spoken in 11th canto. Krishna, it said in 11th canto, I think they're spoken by the Navayogendras. One who faithfully worships the deity of Sri Hari, one who faithfully worships the deity, but does not serve the devotees or other living beings. He is a materialistic devotee. Mad Bhakta, Krishna said, Mad Bhakta. He is my devotee, but prakitasmit, materialistic. Okay. So, what's the definition of Kanishta in simple language? He believes in Krishna, but cannot properly behave with the devotees or even with ordinary people. Nata Bhakti Suchamisur. So, Babaji Maharaj, this is all spoken by Haridas Babaji Maharaj. The worship of the deity form of Krishna is essential. This is the doorway of devotion, the threshold of bhakti. But the problem is, one should worship Krishna with Chinmay Bhav, with transcendental understanding and transcendental feelings. If one worships the deity without understanding properly the deity's position, Krishna's position, then this is called Lokik Shraddha, material Shraddha. So this understanding of Krishna's divine nature come from where? Come from who? This come from the Vaishnavas, because the Vaishnavas, like Krishna, are also Chinmay Vastu. Okay, Makeshri, paying attention? So you cannot just worship the deity and think the deity is transcendental and think the Vaishnavas are material. No, the deities and the Vaishnavas, same level, same tattva, same essence. For example, there are many people, like in India, because there's no example outside India now. So there's many people, because they see all family members are taking Vishnu from the Vishnu mantra from the family guru, and they're also worshipping the deity. Prabhupada said previously, in every house of the Brahmanas before was worship of the Shalagram in every house. Now, very few is doing So he sees everyone worshipping Vishnu, the shalagram, everyone's taking Vishnu mantra. I should also do. And he takes mantra and also begins worship of Vishnu. But proper understanding is not there because no sambandha gyan. So this type of worship is called Lokik Shraddha. So actually this is not bhakti, this is called Chaya Bhakti Abhas. One is Chaya Bhakti Abhas, one is Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas. Okay? Easy to remember, Chaya means shadow. Like you look at the shadow have direct relation with the hand. So it's beneficial, it's good, it's some direct connection with reality. But Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas, Pratibimba means reflection, opposite reflection, which is bad. So Chaya Bhakti Abhas is a source of auspiciousness because it's a bit like devotion. But Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas is that devotion shown by the Mayavadis, which actually is not devotion at all because they don't believe there's any eternal subordination or difference between the individual souls and Krishna. So Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas, like done by the Mayavadis, this is the cause of destruction, no benefit. But Chaya Bhakti Abhas done, worship of Krishna done with those of material faith, is give auspiciousness. Okay. So, if those people who are worshipping Vishnu even taken mantra from a family guru, so their spiritual life extends only to these 10 religious principles we discussed at the beginning of the class. They think, what is religion? To be honest, what is religion? To not lie, to not steal, to not cheat, to be merciful, to be forgiveness, to be patient, to be clean. They think this is religion. They think this is bhakti. But actually, real bhakti have nothing to do with these, really. They're secondary qualities at best. So, okay. So, the worship, so here the worship the deity. If he's worshipping with material faith, that is not real even Kanishthadikari. So Kanishthadikari means worshiping the deity with some transcendental feeling. So where that feeling come from? That comes from Vaishnava Sangha, nowhere else. So who worship the deity, but never worship the Vaishnavas, never associate with the Vaishnavas, then how Sambandha Gyan? Proper understanding who is Krishna, who am I, what is this world, where it come from? Never come. That's why Krishna says that prakrit, materialistic devotees. So, okay. Bhagavatam says, Yasyatma buddhi kanu pe tridatuke swadi kalatadestu bhauma ijadi yatirtha buddhi salela nakarichit janesu avigesu sa eva gokaraha. One who thinks, I am this body made of three dhatus, mucus, bile, and air, to be the self. Those who think that because I took birth in this place, this country is worshipful, nationalism. Those who think go to a holy place just to take bath there, but not to associate with the perfected souls who live in the holy places. These persons are foolish like a donkey or a cow. So actually last night I read this translation, very nice translation, a different translation. One who considers this body to be the self, he is like a donkey, means one who does not worship the Vaishnavas, considering the Vaishnavas to be his very self more dear than his own life. That person is a donkey. One who worships the deity form but does not understand that the Vaishnavas are also worshipful. That person is like a donkey. No? So anyway, we'll hear all these things, no? But very nice new translation we got yesterday. So the Madhyamadikari, should try and become Madhyamadikaris. What is their symptoms? So the Kanishadikari, he does not discriminate. Why? Because he himself has not become a Vaishnava. Then how he knows what a Vaishnava is? So his discrimination, all activities are not based on the vision of the Vaishnavas because he has not become a Vaishnava. So when we enter into Vaishnavism proper, that is the stage of Madhyamadika. Madhyamadika will discriminate. Madhyamadikari will discriminate and serve Vaishnavas. Kanishadikari will not, and uttama-bhagavata will not also. But we will hear that later. So, what are the symptoms of a middle class devotee? Ishware tada dinastu balisetu kripot. Ishware tada dinastu balisetu kripatsiyat. Kripa maitri kripa aupeksha yakoroti samadhyamaha. The Madhyamadikari have four dealings, four behaviors. To Ishwara, they have prema. Okay. To the Vaishnavas of the same standard, they have maitri, friendship, affection. Balisa means innocent. Maybe they are foolish, no knowledge. No? So the Madhyamadikari towards the simple, towards the innocent, they have kripa, mercy, and to the dvivetsi, to the envious, they have upeksha, neglect. So Kanishadikari doesn't have these four qualities because he does not measure everything according to Nitya-dharma. He's just, even though he's worshipping Vishnu, it's all Lokik Dharma, pretty much Naimitic Dharma. These were all explained before. But Madhyamadikari, he has these four behaviors. So one by one we'll hear. He has, okay. The Madhyamadikari has prem, devotion to Ishvara. Which type of devotion? Not Lokic feelings like the Kanishadikari. But he has Sudha Bhakti towards Ishvara. What is the symptoms of pure devotion? Anyabilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavutam anukulena krishnanu bhakti uttama. So this is the symptom of Sudha Bhakti. So Madhyamadikari has attained Sudha Bhakti. Now, what is the definition? What is their devotion? Anyabhakti, we heard the other day from Pujapad Maharaj. Free from all other desires. Anyabilasita sunyam. Their devotion is not covered by materialistic knowledge or impersonalistic knowledge or karma, fruitive activity. They are always anukulena Krishna. All their activities are done in a way which is favorable to Krishna. Anusilam, they're always cultivating their actions and emotions in a favorable way towards the enjoyment of Krishna, the happiness of Krishna. What is favorable for Krishna? This is called Uttam Bhakti. So Madhyamadikari is serving, he loves Krishna. With which type of bhakti? This Sudha Bhakti. Anya Bilasita Sunya Bhakti. We all have to learn that verse. Okay. So this bhakti, Anya Bilasita Sunya Bhakti. The stage of Madhyamadikari goes all the way past the stage of Bhav. Guru Maharaj, to my understanding, would explain a little bit in a different way. But anyway, so Madhyamadikari is some very exalted thing. Very exalted. So, the Kanishadikari does not have the characteristics of Uttam Bhakti. They're not free from other desires. They're absorbed in karma. They're absorbed in jnana. And anukulena krishnanu, their endeavors are not done towards Krishna in a favorable mood. Okay. A Kanishta is considered to have become a Madhyam Vaishnava And a genuine devotee, when bhakti with these symptoms manifest in them, anyabhilasita sunya. Prior to this, he is prakrit bhakta, materialistic devotee, or Vaishnava Vas, shadow of a devotee. The word Krishnanusilanam refers to prema, love for Krishna. Okay. So the Madhyamadikari has anyabhilasita sunya bhakti towards Krishna, towards Bhagavan, okay, because other sampradayas who worship Ram and Sringadev also practice anyabhilasita bhakti. So number 2, so Ishwari Prema. Then 2, those who are friendship to the devotees. Maitri means friendship, feelings of affection. Okay. Who should we make friendship with? Only Madhyamadikaris or Uttama-bhagavatas. Right? The 6 loving exchanges that we do with Vaishnavas that Rupa Goswami described in Upadeshamrita, Dadati Pratikriyati Guyamakiti Pichati Bhungte Bhojayate Cheva Sadvidi Pritilakshanam. The 6 loving exchanges should only be done with Madhyamadikaris in a mood of friendship, or Uttama-bhagavatas in a mood of friendship with Seva. If we do to materialists, give foodstuffs to all these things, inquire confidentially from materialists, then your bhakti will become eroded and destroyed. So Madhyamadikari only makes friends with Madhyama and Uttama-bhagavatas. It means they only have friendship with those devotees in whom anyabhilasita sunya bhakti has also come. And those who why? Because only Vaishnava is submissive to Bhagavan. Okay. So, also which type of name? The Kanishthadikari is at best chanting Namabhas. But the Madhyamadikari is chanting Sudanam. Okay, not Prem Nam. In a general sense, Sudanam. That means 10 offenses are not there. And chanting with Sambandha Gyan means Sudanam. Sudanam means many, many grades of Sudanam. Whether we're on the stage of Nistha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhav, Prem. Sudanam of many gradations. So the Kanishthadikari, if he's lucky, he's chanting Namabhas. He's unlucky, he's chanting Namaparan. So we should only make friendships with those who are chanting Sudanam. Okay. So what does it mean, friendship with Vaishnavas? To converse, to serve, and to associate. That means Maitri. So we should try to serve Uttama-bhagavata, Maitri, friends. Service with Maitri to Uttama-bhagavats, friendship to Madhyamadikaris. So if we do serve Uttama-bhagavata, should never criticize. That will be a cause of destruction for us. So the first quality of the Madhyamadikari, anyabhilasita sunya bhakti. The second quality, Maitri, friendship to the Vaishnavas, to Madhyams and Uttams. And third quality, Balisha Kripa. To those who are innocent, they give mercy. That means Madhyamadikari should give Sambandha Gyan to Kanishthadikaris. Then the Kanishthadikari would also very quickly come to the Madhyam stage. So mercy does not mean just giving food and hospitality. Here mercy, that is also one type of mercy. Any guest that comes, whether Vaishnava or not, still this is for Grihastha Vaishnava, should serve. But mercy does not mean just that. Mercy also means to develop Shraddha in them. So to give Shraddha to the innocent, This is the mercy of the Madhyam Vaishnava. But what's the definition of innocent? Maybe they are foolish, or maybe they are ignorant, but maybe they have lokik shraddha, materialistic understanding of Bhagavan and all this. But very importantly, they should not be poisoned by Mayavad philosophy. So, actually, later, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says this real bhakti can only come when Mayavad has been removed, not before. So, okay. So a person can really only be considered as a Kanishta-adhikari when they worship the deity is free from Mayavad. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says a Kanishta-adhikari is free from Mayavad and free from illicit connection with women. Then we can respect someone as a Kanishta-adhikari. Yes. Okay. So, why Mayavad is like poison to devotion? I said, where there's a smell of Mayavad, a smell of this, then bhakti runs away. So unfortunately, even many people may chant the name, like in the West, many people chanting Harinam, but if you look a little careful, doing yoga, but if you look at the end, many people contaminated by Mayavad. So, okay. So how do we judge? By what type of name? When Mahaprabhu was in Puri, the devotees of Kulia 3 times asked Mahaprabhu, who is a Vaishnava, who is a Vaishnava, who is a Vaishnava? Mahaprabhu said, who chants Sudanam once, he is a Vaishnava. Then Mahaprabhu said, who always chants Sudanam, he is a Vaishnava. And third, if you see them and you chant, that is, he is a Vaishnava. So, okay. So real Vaishnava means who chants Sudanam. So, Mahaprabhu instructed the Madhyamadikari devotees on the 3 levels of Vaishnava. Okay. Only Vaishnavas who utter Sudanam are worthy of service. We are instructed to serve Vaishnavas in accordance with the respective levels of their advancement. Okay. So the third quality gives mercy, mercy to the ignorant. Balasi refers to people who are ignorant of spiritual truth, who are bewildered or just foolish. It means materialistic people who have not got any genuine instruction in spiritual life, but have not been contaminated by the Mayavad. They are called Balisha, like innocent. But they should not be envious of Bhakti or Bhaktas. Mayavad is envious, because they think they are Bhagavan, so envious of Bhakti, Bhagavan, and they think the activities of the devotees are just materialistic activities. So Mayavad is always envious. They should be little avoided. But we will hear that. The Kanishta-adhikari is standing at the doorway of devotion, but because of no Sambandha Gyan, he has not attained Sudha Bhakti. When he, by association of Vaishnava, he develops Sambandha Gyan, then he can develop taste for Sudanam. His ignorance will be destroyed and he will become a Madhyam Adhikari. So definitely Madhyam Vaishnava must bestow mercy on the innocent Kanishta Adhikaris, especially. Okay, the Madhyam Vaishnava should always protect innocent people from bad association. He should mostly give them his association and gradually instruct them in spiritual matters and in the glories of Sudanam. So only Madhyam Adhikari will really preach and can preach effectively and properly. A diseased person cannot cure his own disease. He must be under the guidance of a doctor. So this feeling is called mercy. So worship of the deity is the foundation of all auspiciousness, but only by association of the Vaishnava one can worship the deity properly with Sambandha Gyan. Of this, there is no doubt. So the Kanishta worship the deity with faith, knowing that Bhagavan possesses a personal form and attributes. So that is the defining definition of a Kanishta. He worships, but it must be free from Mayavad, and we can respect him as Kanishta Adhikari. Okay. Because they Kanishta have this one belief in the form of Bhagavan that opens the pathway for all auspiciousness. Okay. So number 4, most misunderstood. Must admit myself also sometimes we do not follow this 4th thing properly. The 4th quality of a Madhyamadikari is neglect of the envious. Okay. So what's the definition of envy? There are 5 different types of envy. Absence of faith in God. The belief that God is nothing more than a natural potency that creates all activity. Right? People say, what's the God? He's the wind, he's the air, he's the waves, he's the sun. It's also one type of envy. 3, the belief that Ishvara has no particular form. 4, the belief that the jivas are not eternally subordinate to Bhagavan. And 5, the absence of mercy, meat eaters and other things. So, 1, people who have these 5 types of envy in their heart, they are completely devoid of Sudha Bhakti. They do not have even Prakrit Bhakti, materialistic devotion. These 5 types of enmity produce so much attachment to matter. They're very materially attached. Sometimes people are so envious they become attracted towards Mayavad, so much against Bhagavan. How should the Madhyamadikari deal with such people, envious? The word here is called upeksha. Upeksha means neglect. Apeksha does not mean to hate. Okay. So, because how can we hate everyone, especially if we are grihastas or in this world you have a job? If you hate everyone who has these 5 types of envy, that means pretty much 99% of the population. Then how will you exist in this world? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, one should have normal family dealings, normal dealings with such people in terms of business transactions. And if they are family members, one should also have normal dealings with them with family members, but should not discuss spiritual life. Don't do it. That is suicide. How many times you try to preach to Uncle Gary or something, and the opposite result? So Guru Maharaj said to neglect means to cheat. Very nice thing he said. For example, we know we all have relatives and we know what they're like, or even friends who are opposed. Then Gurudev said we should cheat the envious. How? By engaging in mundane discussion with them. How is your dog? How is your wife? How's your business? How's the football going? Okay? So, of course, we should not go fully into that, but in this way we cheat the non-devotees by engaging them in materialistic topics. Okay. This is the expertise of the Madhyamadikari. Okay. So, I'll just read a little bit here because very important. One is obliged to conduct routine affairs and interact with people who are indifferent to Bhagavan. One should not take their association when it comes to spiritual life. Sometimes members of one's own family may be malicious or envious as a result of sinful activities from previous life. Should one abandon such family members? Certainly not. One should deal with them without attachment insofar as ordinary affairs are concerned. But one should not associate with them for spiritual matters. Okay. Apeksha means avoiding the association of people with whom proper spiritual association is not possible. That much you have to do to live in this world, do, then try and escape. Okay. Sometimes someone is very inimical and you propose something about bhakti, they answer with some foolish, stupid nonsense. So such arguments no benefit to you and no benefit to them. No? So one should just keep it on the mundane level with such people. Because most they'll think, oh, he became a Hare Krishna, but he's still a nice person. At least that feeling they will walk away with. That is their benefit. Like I saw Gurudev dealing with so many parents of devotees. Guru Maharaj would not try to give them some very deep spiritual instruction. Oh, your son is very nice, your daughter is very intelligent. And those materialistic parents, Gurudev is so nice. They would all walk away with that feeling. He is a very nice person, very nice person. That is Gurudev's expertise in acting as Madhyamadikari. But our problem is we try to hammer the relatives and get them to shave their head and have a sikha. General success is not there. So, the Madhyamadikari definitely must follow these four behaviors. If he ignores these four behaviors and tries to imitate the behavior of the uttama-bhagavata, he will definitely fall down. Sometimes foolish persons say, why are you discriminating? Why are you criticizing? No, don't be like that. Otherwise, you will cause hanging yourself. So the degree of friendship that the Madhyamadikari establishes with other devotees should be keeping with the degree of their advancement. That much advanced the Vaishnava is, that much friendship, that much simple someone is, innocent, that much mercy, that much envious someone is, that much neglect. Okay. So, and fourth, what about the uttama-bhagavata? So what is the vision of the uttama-bhagavata? Bhagavatam also states. What is it? Sarva bhuta shriya pasyad bhagavan bhavam atmanaha bhutene bhagavad atmane esa bhagavad uttama. What is the definition of the uttama-bhagavata? In everyone and everything they see their own devotion. And they see Bhutani Bhagavati Atmana, everything in Krishna, and Krishna in everything. So how can they discriminate? They cannot, because fully absorbed in their own mood. No? So for uttama-bhagavata, no discrimination. They see Krishna and everything related to Krishna, who they preach to, who they neglect, who they love. So therefore Vaishnava, uttama-bhagavata, no discrimination. Like one time, they see everything as favorable because coming from Krishna, everything related to Krishna, like Sarasvati Thakura. He built his Bagbazar Gaudiya mat, and early in the morning he would go for some morning walk, and when he would come out of the temple, there was one guy who lived in front of the temple, and he would abuse, just look at you, you're such a pretender. What type of guru you think you are with all your followers, blah, blah. And he would criticize every morning on the dot. Then devotees would become very angry, of course. Prabhupada he would say, don't say anything. No, then after a few years that man died, then all devotees were very happy. Then Prabhupada said, I came out for morning walk, he didn't abuse me, what happened? Well, Prabhupada, thank God he's dead. Then Prabhupada began crying, oh, my only true friend, my only well-wisher has also left. So that is their vision. Krishna is there in everything. Anyway, how we can understand, we are not that level. One time I asked Pujapad Maharaj, the uttama-bhagavata sees Krishna everywhere, then how can Madhavendra Puri cry in separation from Krishna? Srimad Maharaj said, you will understand Madhavendra Puri only when you come on the same level as Madhavendra Puri and not before. So we cannot imagine that, so we just do pranam. So if someone tries to be like that artificially, hang themselves. Like the gopis, they see everything also in Gopi Bhav. Oh, look, the deer running to Krishna, how much they did love Krishna. Or the birds meditating on Krishna. Or the Yamuna offering her flowers to Krishna's feet. Even the cloud is serving. Even the Aboriginal girls have so much bhakti. Actually, gopis sing their own mood in them. That is the vision of the uttama-bhagavata. So, hang on, what's going on? Skipped all my notes. Okay. So, then one young devotee was there. He asked, Babaji, what level am I on? So he asked humbly, because before he'd already been chastised. So he asked humbly, oh, please give your opinion what I am. Then that the young devotee's name was Nityananda Das. That Haridas Babaji said, oh, it was Uttam Bhagavat. Anyone with the name Nityananda Das, he must be Uttam Bhagavat. What else could he be? Sometimes Gurudev glorifies some devotee. Oh, oh yes. But really try and understand Gurudev's own mood. Not so easy to understand. Anyway, so then Haridas, oh Nityananda, tell us about yourself. So Nityananda told his life story. Okay, I'll have to little look at the notes. I was born in Bagarachi. I was very simple family. As a child, I was not naughty. I was very quiet. No. I married in a young age, but my parents died. So my wife and I, we had to work quite hard just to live. But after some time, my wife also kicked the bucket, as we say in Australia. She also left. So I felt very sad. My wife had left, so some feelings of detachment came. In that village were many Vaishnavas who were renounced Vaishnavas. I saw they got so much respect from the villagers. So I had a very strong desire in my heart to also get that same respect. So with that desire, I took the renounced daughter, like sannyas, not sannyas, but like Babaji, sannyas. But after a few days, bad thoughts came in my mind again, because that feeling of detachment was temporary. They call that samasan vairagya. Like when they carry the body to the cremation ground, then everyone's thinking, Ram Nam Satya Hai, Satya Bolo, Gatya Hai. Or the name of Ram is true, the only true thing, this world is temporary. Soon I'll also be dead, my friends will be carrying me, I have to leave everything. This feeling is called samasan vairagya, graveyard renunciation. Someone dies and when it becomes serious and grave for a few days, then again they forget everything. So after a few days, my mind became wicked again. But luckily in that village was one very good Vaishnav, very nice Vaishnav. So out of his great affection, he kept me very close to me, to him, purified my mind and heart. You know? So that is my life story. So when I see the Vaishnavas exhibit ecstatic symptoms, sometimes I want to roll on the ground and get their foot dust. But I must admit, no. Sometimes I think if I could also show such ecstasy, I would also get so much donation and respect. I must admit, honestly, some desire to little cheat is there. Then I could get some worship and everything. So very honestly, he said, please tell me my position. So Haridas said, you should be very careful to give up this fake devotion. Just like I remember one lady came from Peru. Anyway, God bless her, she came. And then she was also in the back of the arti, do you remember? She was also some ecstatic symptoms and some rolling on the ground and stuff. Then Didi told, if you do that again, we're going to pick you up and throw you in the Yamuna. And you'll never be allowed back here. And all her ecstatic symptoms evaporated under the sun of Didi's mercy. She became normally behaved. Many people think like that. I will externally show some great bhav bhakti, and people will understand I'm a great high class person. There was another person I remember, Anyway, after he left, he would sit on the stage in front of everyone like this and make some show like Amitabh, like this, rolling your eyes, and making I'm fully absorbed. All these things would like acting. This is very bad. So Gurudev would say, if you see someone rolling on the ground, Ha Krishna, go and kick them in the face, kick them in the head. And if they keep crying for Krishna, then grab their feet and beg forgiveness, because really this person is absorbed in devotion. They're not in bodily consciousness. But if you kick him in the face and, hey, what are you doing? That means fake. I mean, we could tell millions of stories, but one more story is there. There was one devotee actually who was quite famous in the time of Sarasvati Thakura, quite famous. Many stories about him are there. His guru manufactured that Bhajai Nitai Gaur Radhe Shyam Hare Krishna Hare Ram. I think his name was Radha Charan. Anyway, so he was always exhibiting ecstatic symptoms. He always had two disciples with a box of Kleenex, wiping the tears, one wiping the tears and mucus from this side, and the other disciple wiping the tears and mucus from this side. It means always, so, wow. So one day he saw Saraswati and called him, come here, because Saraswati Thakura, so learned, and everyone wanted him as disciple. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw this man was calling him, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, if you want auspiciousness in your life, always stay far away from such a person. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. So when Srila Sridhar Maharaj was a young man, he went there and saw this man, this devotee. And he was there in Aarti, and the two disciples were wiping the mucus, and he was like, then, in the end of Aarti, someone rang the bell for prasad. So immediately he gave up the absorption in the Aarti and went for prasad. And Sridhar Maharaj was saying, what is this? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in ecstasy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never even knew if it was daytime or nighttime, what to speak of prasad time. Anyway, so mainly we see this is called three type of cheating. You have money not using for seva, you have bodily strength not using for seva, and you have no bhakti but making bhakti kapatya. Some show, but you don't have. This is cheating. So Haridas said you have to give up this. Otherwise, you are Madhyamadikari, but if you keep up this rubbish, you will again be degraded to Kanishtadikari. Okay. So, when Haridas said, I think you are Madhyamadikari, then Vaishnav Das Babaji Maharaj said, yes, I think. Then Nityananda became very ecstatic and very happy to know my true position. So he fell at the feet of Haridas Babaji, who embraced him and said, sit here. And just see how wonderful is the effect of touching a Vaishnava. Nityananda began to weep. All Vaishnavas began to also weep. And Nityananda accepted Haridas as his guru that time. So, always a good thing to reveal your heart without duplicity to the Vaishnavas. That always gives good result. So, okay. So then Nityananda asked many questions. We have 10 minutes, no problem. We heard about the primary. Please tell us the primary and secondary symptoms, qualities of a Kanishta. So the primary qualities of the Kanishta, faith in the eternal form of Bhagavan and faith in the deity. And the secondary qualities of the Vaishnava characteristic is Shravan Kirtan, Vishnu Smaran. Nityananda said, why hearing and chanting is secondary? Then Babaji Maharaj said, because they're doing Shravan Kirtan, but now their mind is Sattvagun, Rajagun, or Tamagun. This is called Guna Bhut Bhakti. Hare Krishna, but sleeping, Tamagun. Hare Krishna, but thinking of other things, Rajagun. Sometimes peaceful, but no thoughts of Krishna. So gradually, and also in the Kanishta karma means attachment to Varnashram, maybe some desire for heavenly planets, mixing with Astanga Yoga. So karma is predominant, and Gyan, some desire for liberation will be there. So when these old karma, Gyan, the modes of nature are removed, one enters Nirgun Bhakti, Anyabilasita Bhakti. That time he can advance to Madhyamadika. Okay. So Sambandha Gyan and Bhakti arise simultaneously when Mayavad is destroyed. Amazing. I read that last night. I was amazed. When Mayavad is removed, Sambandha Gyan and Bhakti immediately come. It's so hard to, when we preach, most people just captured completely by Mayavad. Okay? Can you tell me how this gradually happens? How one can go up by sadhusang? What is the sequence? Satam prasangam mama vijabam babam bhavanti vidkana rasayana kata tad yosanat asu avuvaga vatpani ras shradarati bhakti anukramasiti. By associating with the sadhus, satam prasangam mama vija sambido, one can hear my kata, which is very powerful. Bhavanti vidkana rasayana, this Harikata is like nectar, it removes all the obstacles. One gradually develops Shraddha, Bhav, and Prem. Then Nityananda asks, but the Shraddha of a Kanishthadikari is only by sadhusang. So how can you say that the Kanishthadikari does not do sadhusang properly? Because then when after Anyabilasita Sunya Bhakti enters the heart, then he really does sadhusang properly with proper understanding. So Guru Maharaj would say, Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhusang. Before you develop faith, you associate with the sadhus. Like ordinary person come, sadhusang. But faith is not there. But still there is, when by hearing, then that real faith comes and they can associate properly with Shraddha. So Guru Maharaj said, first association, then comes faith, then again association with faith. Okay. So in conclusion, the Kanishthadikari should serve the sadhus and will quickly come to Madhyamadika. So page 183 is one paragraph. We can hear that. Suppose, what are the stages of progress for a Kanishthadikari? Suppose a Kanishta worships the deity form of Bhagavan every day with faith. It is not free from contamination of karma and jnana and other desires. But by chance some guests come to his house who happen to be devotees. He welcomes and serves them like he would serve any other guest. The Kanishthadikari host observes the bhaktas and gets a chance to hear their discussions. In this way, he begins to develop great respect for the character of the devotees. Just like Narad Muni, right? When he was a small boy, he associated with the four Kumars, served, heard, and developed bhakti. At this point, he becomes aware of his own defects, begins to follow the behavior of the sadhus, and rectify his own behavior. Gradually, the defects of karma and jnana are dispelled. His heart becomes purified. He becomes free from other desires. He studies the scripture by regularly hearing in sadhusang. He hears the pastimes of Bhagavan as well as the tattva of Bhagavan. His sambandha gyan becomes stronger. And gradually, the angas of bhakti, such as hearing and chanting, become more and more prominent. When his sambandha gyan becomes complete, he attains the stage of Madhyamadika. It's at this point that he truly begins to associate with the devotees. He can then perceive that devotees are vastly superior to ordinary guests, and he can regard them as guru. Now, why is it that many Kanishta Bhaktas do not progress? Right? Okay, Jayashri, you still there? Why many people don't advance? Why? Because they associate with so many people who are inimical. You see many God brothers even and God sisters not advancing. Why? They're all Sangha is envious, fault finder of Vaishnava. They cannot advance. Also, sometimes he goes down when his association with inimical persons is too prominent. Sometimes he stays the same when inimical persons and devotees is equal, 50-50. But when the association of devotees becomes prominent and his association with inimical people becomes minimal, he makes very quick advancement. Why, especially we come Vrindavan, we make so much advancement? Because here is only good association. Just except the marketplace and others, is not too much inimical association. Even in staying in Vrindavan, should not make friends with locals, Brijabasis, rickshaw drivers, all this. Otherwise, problem comes. Okay. What about sinful activities? The sinful nature of Kanishta? In the beginning, he may have, but gradually that will be destroyed by the influence of bhakti. Then Nityananda says, tell me the symptoms of the Madhyamadika, the primary symptoms. So, now here it is. Atma Buddhi. He considers the devotees to be more dear than his own life. That is called Atma Buddhi. He feels great possessiveness towards the Vaishnavas, Mamata Buddhi. He feels the Vaishnavas are worshipful, Ijja Buddhi. And he considers the Vaishnavas themselves to be places of pilgrimage, Tirtha Buddhi. And the materialist does these four things, but what he considers the body to be the self, he considers the place I'm born to be worshipful, a Tirtha. He feels great possessiveness towards his own materialistic possessions. And he considers a holy place to be holy just because there's some water in it. So materialist doing these four things, but Madhyamadikari doing these four things, but only in relation to the Vaishnavas. Like we come to the holy place, why? If we've really entered Madhyamadikari, just to associate with the Vaishnavas who live here. Right? That is a good sign. Like actually Gaudiya would not give permission for his disciples to come to Vrindavan, away from Sadhu Sang. He would say, you go to Vrindavan, what you will see in Vrindavan? Pigs and stones. Do Sadhu Sang. Do Sadhu Sang. And Sadhu will give the eyes how to see Vrindavan. Right, there was one, you know, Mahabodhi Maharaj? Mahabodhi? What's not Mahabodhi? What's his name? He used to live in Radhakund. He writes all these books. Come on, Damayanti. Anyway, now he went to the Babajis and gave up his sannyas. But he's quite famous in ISKCON. I forget his name. Huh? No, he's in ISKCON. Huh? No, he's in ISKCON. Anyway, he was quite famous. Then he came to Bhubaneswar for one class and Gaudiya hammered him for 2 hours. 2 hours. In front of about hundreds of people. Huh, Maharaj? What you're seeing in Vrindavan, is Radha Krishna talking to you? Are you seeing the Swarup of the Dham? What you're seeing in Vrindavan? Pig and stone. Why? No Sadhu Sang. 2 hours he hammered. Then he never came back to Bhubaneswar. So Madhyamadikari, if they go to the holy Dham, what they do? Just to associate with Sadhu, no other cause. Yes, Didi, I have 6 minutes. Almost finished. No. Okay, finished. So Madhyamadikari have these four things. What are the secondary symptoms of Madhyamadikari? They're fully surrendered to Bhagavan. Can the Madhyamadikari do some aparad? Maybe some tendency in the beginning, but gradually that will go also. Does the Madhyadhikari have any trace of karma gyan or some other desire? Maybe in the beginning something is there, that also goes. These gradually fade into oblivion. Then why Madhyadhikari wants to live? He lives only to perfect his bhajan. Then why don't they pray for death? Because they're not independent. What Bhagavan wants, that will happen. They have no independent desire. Anyway, then tell me this primary and secondary symptoms of uttama-bhagavata. And Babaji said, very hard to say, because even their secondary bodily activities such as speaking and walking and moving is all under the influence of prema bhakti. So very hard to make a difference between the primary symptom of uttama-bhagavata and the secondary symptom. So, who is better, householder or renunciant? You cannot judge by that. Who is higher in bhakti is higher. No? If an uttama-bhagavata is a grihastha and madhyam is renounced, who is higher? Babaji says, who is higher? Who has more bhakti, he is higher. No? Should I do Vaishnava seva by bringing many people for feasting? Babaji Maharaj said, can do, but be careful not to do because of pride. Look how much I am doing. No. If he should serve Vaishnavas, should only serve pure Vaishnavas. What about the descendants of pure Vaishnavas like the caste Goswamis? Nowadays people are inviting them and giving them so much respect. Babaji Maharaj says, do they have pure devotion? I cannot say. If they have pure devotion, we should respect them as Vaishnavas. If they are just worldly persons, we should respect them as worldly persons. Because we should respect everyone, but we give appropriate respect according to their position. Okay? How can I be free of pride? Devotees always consider themselves most fallen. Does bhakti depend on humility? No. Bhakti does not depend on humility. All good qualities appear in the heart of the devotee. How should a Vaishnava behave towards the followers of other religions? There is no other religion except Vaishnava religion. All other religions that are being propagated or will be propagated are either distortions or steps on the staircase to Sudha Bhakti. The devotee should respect those other religions in accordance to their purity. One should not be envious or bear malice to followers of another religion. No. Then should we not preach? Definitely we should preach. Mahaprabhu's order, Nacho, go, Bhakta Sangha, Kore Sankirtan, dance, sing and perform Sankirtan. Nam Krishna Upadesh, Tara Sabhajan. Everyone you meet, you should instruct them on the name of Krishna. Ateva amage dilu sabakar, jahata prem pal deha ye atar. Whoever you meet, you should instruct them on devotion. So we should preach, but don't preach to the envious. Someone who is very strongly envious, don't preach to them. It will just give disturbance to your preaching. Okay. When Nityananda heard this, he rolled on the ground, and the devotees chanted Hari Hari Bol. This way, this is the end of chapter 8, which is called Nitya-dharma and Vaishnav behavior. Okay. Mahanidhi, yes. Mahanidhi. Just living in Vrindavan and no association. Wrote so many books, and now he took off his sannyas and went to the Babajis. No association. So living in holy place is great, but real living in holy place means to associate with sadhu who live in the holy place. That is real Dham Vas. Okay, thank you very much to everyone. So everyone can read again chapter 8 today just to refresh the memory. Chapter 9 the day after tomorrow. Nitya-dharma, material science and civilization. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo,